Eat up, ghetto girl! This is what your kind deserves! Derek slams the moldy bread directly into Maya Washington's chest, green spores exploding across her cream sweater. The rotten smell hits her face as crumbs slide down to her lap. Before she can react, he grabs her water glass and dumps it over her head. Ice cubes bounce off her shoulders. Her silk blouse clings to her skin, completely soaked. Oops, he sneers, dropping soggy napkins from the floor onto her ruined meal. Maybe try the shelter next time. The Grandview Hotel restaurant erupts. Phones snap up. A girl at table 6 live streams frantically, "Oh my God, this waiter just assaulted a black woman with moldy food." Maya sits motionless, water dripping from her hair, staring at the contaminated mess covering her designer clothes. Have you ever been humiliated so completely that one moment changed everything forever? 42 minutes until the board meeting, Maya pulls moldy crumbs from her soaked sweater, each movement deliberate. Her phone emerges, camera focused on the contaminated bread. Click. Timestamp, 1:18 p.m. "Ma'am, photography isn't allowed," Derek announces, his voice carrying across the dining room. "House rules." She continues documenting. The mold has fuzzy white edges, blue-green centers. Health code violation, clear as daylight. "I said no pictures!" Derek lunges for her phone. Maya's hand moves faster. The device disappears into her purse, a simple leather bag that cost more than Derek's monthly rent. He doesn't notice the Mont Blanc pen clipped inside or the first-class boarding pass peeking out. "Problem here?" Manager Brad Martinez approaches, all pressed shirts and manufactured authority. 30-something, the kind of man who peaked in college and never recovered. Derek gestures wildly. "This woman is disrupting our dining room, taking unauthorized photos, refusing to follow basic etiquette." Brad's eyes scan Maya's damp clothes, the moldy mess on her table. His expression doesn't change. "I see, and what exactly are you photographing, Miss Washington?" Maya's voice stays level. "I'm documenting food safety violations." "Food safety?" Brad laughs. Too loud, too sharp. "Ma'am, this is the Grandview Hotel. We maintain the highest culinary standards in the city." A businessman at table 12 stops mid-conversation. His wife pulls out her phone, angling it toward the confrontation. Derek seizes his moment. "Maybe she's not used to our quality of service. Different standards, you know." He emphasizes different, like it tastes bitter. "Exactly," Brad nods. "Perhaps you'd be more comfortable somewhere that caters to your demographic preferences. There's a nice family restaurant down the street." Maya photographs his face. Click. "Ma'am," Brad's voice sharpens. "I'm going to have to insist you stop that immediately." The teenager at table 6 has her phone up, live streaming to TikTok. The viewer count climbs. 847, 1,203, 2,891. "OMG, guys, they're literally discriminating against this black woman right in front of everyone," she whispers to her camera. "The waiter threw moldy food at her, and now they're trying to kick her out." Comments flood the screen. "Call the cops. Sue them." "Where is this?" Derek notices the recording. His face flushes. "This is harassment. We have rights too, you know." Maya sets her phone down, opens her laptop. Her fingers dance across keys with practiced efficiency. Brad assumes she's writing a complaint, something easily buried in corporate bureaucracy. He's wrong. Maya's accessing the Grandview Hotel Corporation employee database. Her login credentials work perfectly. mwashington@grandviewcorp.com. She scrolls through Derek's personnel file. 3 customer complaints in 2 months. 2 specifically mention unprofessional behavior toward minority guests. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you to pack up your electronics," Brad says. "This is a restaurant, not an office." Maya's phone buzzes. "Emergency board meeting confirmed for 2 p.m. Conference room A prepared, Jennifer." She checks her Rolex, a vintage Submariner that belonged to her grandfather. 1:23 p.m. Perfect timing. Derek returns with a bus tub and starts aggressively clearing surrounding tables. Silverware clanks with unnecessary force. He accidentally bumps Maya's chair, jolting her laptop. "So sorry," he says, not sorry at all. "Sometimes I get clumsy around certain types of customers." The business couple films everything. The woman shakes her head in disgust. Her husband mutters about lawsuit material. Maya screenshots Derek's employee record. Download the complaint history. 3 years of documented issues all swept under the rug by management. Brad hovers, projecting authority he doesn't actually possess. Ma'am, you're making other customers uncomfortable. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to... Actually, Maya interrupts, her voice carrying new weight. I'd like to speak with your general manager. He's busy with important guests. Brad's smile turns patronizing. Real VIP members who contribute significantly to our establishment. Maya's laptop screen reflects in her eyes as she saves Derek's disciplinary record to her secure server. Brad can't see the employee handbook she's reviewing, the one that clearly states 0 tolerance for discriminatory service. The TikTok stream hits 5,000 viewers. Comments explode faster than the teenager can read them. Someone's already identified the hotel from background details. Google reviews are starting to plummet in real time. Derek brings another moldy item, a dinner roll with obvious green spots. He sets it down with theatrical flair. Fresh bread, as requested, he announces loudly. Our kitchen specially prepared this for you. Maya photographs it. The mold is so obvious that nearby diners gasp. This is criminal, the businessman mutters. Someone could get seriously ill. Brad's poker face cracks slightly. Even he can see the health hazard Derek's creating, but his pride won't let him back down in front of his subordinate. Our bread is artisanally aged, he declares. Some people might call it rustic. Maya opens her phone's voice recorder. Every word is being captured now. She's building a case that would make federal prosecutors salivate. The teenager's live stream viewer count hits 8,000. Someone in the comments has called the local health department. Another viewer claims to be a food safety inspector, promising to investigate immediately. Derek brings more contaminated items, crackers with white fuzz, cheese with blue spots. Each delivery is accompanied by a louder, more theatrical announcement about special service for special guests. Maya documents everything. Her evidence folder grows. Photos, timestamps, audio recordings, employee records, health code violations. She's methodical, professional, and unshakable. Brad checks his watch, growing nervous about the growing crowd of phone cameras. Ma'am, I really must insist. Maya's phone buzzes again. Board members arriving early. The meeting moved to 1:45 p.m. Jennifer. She closes her laptop with a soft click, slides it into her leather briefcase, expensive Italian leather that speaks to money and power if anyone bothered to notice. Her business card falls out as she rearranges items. It hits the floor face down, the embossed gold lettering hidden from view. Derek kicks it under the table without reading it. Maya checks her reflection in her phone screen. Despite the water damage and food stains, she looks composed. Ready. She opens her calendar app, finger hovering over the meeting reminder. CEO transition meeting. Grandview Hotel Corporation, conference room A, 1:45 p.m. Gentlemen, Maya says, standing gracefully despite her soaked clothes. I believe we have an appointment. Neither Brad nor Derek understands what she means. They assume she's finally leaving in defeat. They have no idea what's coming next. 28 minutes until the board meeting. The TikTok livestream explodes to 15,000 viewers as Maya stands. Comments cascade like digital rain. Don't let them win. Fight back. Call the news. Derek blocks her path to the exit, arms crossed. Not so fast, princess. You still haven't paid for your cultural dining experience. The teenager live streaming zooms in on Derek's smirk. Her whispered commentary reaches thousands. This racist waiter won't even let her leave now. This is insane. Maya reaches for her wallet, a slim Hermes card holder that costs more than Derek's car payment. She places a $100 bill on the moldy bread. Keep the change, she says quietly. Derek snatches the money, examines it under the light. Fake bills too? Should have figured it out. He holds it up for other diners to see. Probably printed this morning in her garage. A collective gasp ripples through the restaurant. Phones multiply like mushrooms after rain. The businessman's wife stands up, outraged. That's completely inappropriate, she calls out. Someone should call the police. Great idea, Brad says, pulling out his phone with theatrical flair. Ma'am, we take counterfeiting very seriously here. Maya doesn't flinch. She's dealt with worse than small-minded restaurant managers. Her fingers brush against her phone as it buzzes. Health inspector en route. ETA 15 minutes. Anonymous tip hotline. The kitchen manager, Carlos Vega, emerges from the back, drawn by the commotion. He stops dead when he sees the table full of moldy food. His face goes white. "Derek, what the hell is this?" Carlos hisses under his breath. "Special service for special customers," Derek whispers back, but his confidence wavers under Carlos's horrified stare. Carlos has worked in kitchens for 20 years. He knows moldy food when he sees it. More importantly, he knows lawsuits and liability and the health department violations that could shut them down permanently. "Brad, we need to talk. Now." Carlos tries to pull the manager aside. "Not now, Carlos. I'm handling a situation." The livestream viewer count hits 22,000. Someone has shared it to Twitter. The hashtag #GrandviewDiscrimination starts trending locally. Hotel reviews are flooding in, all 1 star, all mentioning racist service and moldy food. Maya opens her phone's notes app, typing rapidly. To any observer, she's writing a complaint letter. In reality, she's updating the board meeting agenda. Item 1, immediate termination protocols. Item 2, emergency PR response plan. Item 3, health department investigation. Item 4, legal liability assessment. Derek notices her typing. He lunges across the table, grabbing for her phone again. "No social media posts! House rules!" His hand knocks over the water pitcher, sending a cascade across Maya's laptop bag. She pulls it away just in time, but Derek's fingers catch her wrist. "Let go." Maya's voice drops to ice. For a moment, something dangerous flickers in her eyes. Derek sees it and releases her, stepping back instinctively. He's just crossed a line from discrimination to physical assault, and somewhere deep in his reptile brain, alarm bells ring. But his pride won't let him retreat, not in front of all these cameras. "You don't give orders here, lady. This is our house." 2 other waiters approach the table, drawn by the spectacle. Jenny, a young blonde, whispers loudly to her colleague Marcus, "Why is she still here? Can't she take a hint?" Marcus, a black waiter who's been watching the scene with growing discomfort, stays silent. He knows Derek's reputation, knows the comments Derek makes in the break room when management isn't around. Derek seizes the audience. Jenny's right. Some people just don't understand they're not welcome in certain places, establishments. Maya's phone records every word. Her evidence file grows by the minute. Photos, audio, witness testimonies, employee behavior patterns. Security guard Frank Morrison approaches, a tired man in his 50s who's seen enough workplace drama to last 3 lifetimes. Brad waves him over with obvious relief. "Frank, we have a disruptive customer. She's refused to pay, took unauthorized photos, and now she's..." Brad gestures vaguely at Maya's composure, being threatening. Frank looks at the table. See the moldy food? Sees the soaked, stained woman standing calmly despite obvious harassment. See the phones recording everything. His internal alarm screams lawsuit. "Ma'am," Frank says carefully, "is there a problem we can help resolve?" Maya meets his eyes. Frank has dealt with enough corporate executives to recognize authority when he sees it. Something about this woman's stillness, her absolute lack of panic, makes his cop instincts twitch. "I'm waiting for management to address several health code violations," Maya says, "and I'd like to file a formal complaint about discriminatory service." Derek scoffs. "Discriminatory? We serve everyone the same here." "Is that why she's the only customer who received moldy food?" the businessman calls out. He's been filming everything. "I've been watching for 20 minutes. Every other table got fresh bread." Derek's face flushes. That's not... We don't..." The TikTok stream hits 30,000 viewers. Comments are coming too fast to read. Someone has called Channel 7 News. Another viewer claims to be a civil rights attorney, offering to take Maya's case pro bono. A food blogger at Table 9 starts typing furiously on her laptop. She has 50,000 followers who trust her restaurant reviews. This story will destroy the Grandview's reputation permanently. Carlos, the kitchen manager, tries one more time. "Brad, please, just comp her meal and let this go. The health department..." "The health department what?" Brad snaps, his authority complex in full bloom. "We've passed every inspection for 5 years running." "Not with moldy food on display," Carlos mutters. But Brad's too high on his power trip to listen. Maya's phone buzzes. "Press statement drafted and ready for approval. Legal team standing by. Jennifer." She checks the time. 1:32 p.m. 13 minutes until the meeting. Perfect. An elderly couple at table 4 prepares to leave, clearly disgusted. The woman stops at Maya's table. Honey, we've been coming here for years. What they're doing to you is shameful. She glares at Derek. We won't be back. Derek rolls his eyes. One less problem to deal with. The woman's husband, a distinguished man in an expensive suit, pulls out his business card. I'm James Patterson, attorney with Patterson and Associates. Call my office tomorrow. Derek's smirk falters slightly as the man hands Maya his card, but he recovers quickly. Ambulance chasers, he mutters loud enough for everyone to hear. Ma'am, Frank says quietly. Maybe it's best if you collect your things and what? Maya stands taller. Leave quietly so this can happen to the next black woman who walks in here? The words hang in the air like smoke. Frank's face hardens. He spent 30 years in law enforcement. He knows harassment when he sees it, and he knows his pension isn't worth being the face of a viral discrimination video. Actually, Frank says slowly, maybe we should wait for the general manager. Brad's confidence cracks slightly. William is in meetings all afternoon. Important board business. Maya's smile could cut glass. How fortunate. I have a board meeting by myself. Derek brings another moldy item, a sandwich with visible green spots on the bread. He sets it down with a theatrical flourish, playing to his invisible audience of supporters. Compliments of the house, he announces. Our signature ghetto special. The restaurant falls dead silent. Even Brad looks shocked at the blatant slur. The TikTok teenager's jaw drops. Did he just say that on camera? The live stream viewer count exploded past 45,000. Comments flood with outrage and threats to boycott the entire hotel chain. Jenny, the blonde waitress, finally speaks up. Derek, maybe that's enough. Enough? Derek's voice rises. She's been disrupting our restaurant for an hour. Taking pictures, making accusations, acting like she owns the place? Maya photographs the sandwich. Click. The timestamp reads 1:34 p.m. Frank steps closer to Derek. Son, you need to stop talking, right now. But Derek's too far gone, high on his own performance. What? It's true in advertising. She wanted authentic urban cuisine, so I'm providing it. The food blogger stops typing. Even she's shocked by the blatant racism. Her article writes itself, Grandview Hotel where discrimination is on the menu. Carlos covers his face with his hands. 20 years of kitchen experience, and he's watching a waiter destroy their restaurant in real time. Marcus, the black waiter, finally finds his voice. Derek, man, you need to stop. This is going too far. Derek whirls on his colleague. Oh, now you want to play the hero? Stick to your own tables, Marcus. The racial tension spreads like poison through the staff. Other employees shuffle uncomfortably, choosing sides with their silence. Maya's phone buzzes one final time. All board members present, ready when you are. Jennifer. She closes her laptop, stands, brushes moldy crumbs from her jacket with dignity that makes Derek's cruelty look even smaller. Gentlemen, Maya says, her voice carrying new authority, I believe it's time we involved upper management. Brad laughs. Good luck getting past William's secretary. She screens out people like... She screens very carefully. Maya picks up her briefcase. Her business card is still face down under the table, kicked there by Derek's careless foot. The embossed gold letters catch the light. Maya Washington, Chief Executive Officer, Grandview Hotel Corporation. None of them see it. Oh, Maya says, walking toward the exit with unhurried grace. I don't think that will be a problem. Derek calls after her. Don't bother coming back. This is a respectable establishment. Maya pauses at the restaurant entrance, turns back with a smile that promises consequences. Actually, Derek, she says, I think you'll be seeing me very soon. The automatic doors close behind her with a soft whisper. Conference room A, 1:45 p.m. The mahogany doors swing open with authority. Maya Washington enters the Grandview Hotel's executive boardroom, her moldy-stained clothes a stark contrast to the pristine corporate environment. 12 board members in expensive suits turn toward her. Their faces register shock at her disheveled appearance. Water stains, food debris, the unmistakable odor of contamination clinging to her designer sweater. Maya! Board Chairman Robert Sterling rises from his seat. What on earth happened to you? Maya sets her briefcase on the polished table, opens it to reveal photographs, audio recordings, employee files, the evidence of systematic discrimination, carefully documented over the past hour. Gentlemen, ladies, Welcome to my first day as CEO. Her voice carries quiet authority. And my first executive decision. She activates the room's presentation system. The wall screen flickers to life, displaying Derek's personnel file. 3 customer complaints, 2 mentioning racial bias, all ignored by management. Restaurant floor, 1:47 p.m. Derek basks in his perceived victory, regaling other waiters with his performance. Did you see her face when I called it the ghetto special? Priceless. Jenny shifts uncomfortably. Derek, that was really harsh, even for you. Harsh, Derek's voice carries across the dining room. I gave her exactly what she deserved. People like that need to know their place. Marcus shakes his head. Man, you're going to get us all in trouble. The TikTok live stream continues. 52,000 viewers now. Comments stream faster than anyone can read. The story has jumped to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, #Grandview racism trends nationwide. Brad surveys his domain with satisfaction. Crisis averted, problem customer removed, order restored to his perfect little kingdom. His phone buzzes. Report to conference room A immediately. W. Hartley, GM. Brad's stomach clenches. William never summons him to board meetings. Something's wrong. Conference room A, 1:48 p.m. These photographs document deliberate food contamination. Maya's presentation advances to the moldy bread images, timestamps, close-ups of green fungal growth, health code violations that could close this restaurant permanently. Board member Patricia Wong, former FDA inspector, leans forward. Is this from today? 1 hour ago? Maya's finger traces the mold patterns. Served specifically to me, while other customers received fresh, uncontaminated food. The audio recording plays next. Derek's voice fills the boardroom. Our signature ghetto special. The racial slur hangs in the air like toxic smoke. Sterling's face darkens. This happened in our restaurant? Maya advances to the livestream footage. The teenager's TikTok plays on the conference room's massive screen. Thousands of comments scroll past. Death threats directed at the hotel. Boycott campaigns organizing in real time. Current viewer count, 55,000 and climbing. Maya's presentation style is clinical, devastating. Local news stations are already running the story. Civil rights organizations have offered legal representation. Legal counsel David Carter takes frantic notes. Maya, what's our liability exposure? Discrimination lawsuit, 15 to 20 million. Health code violations, 300,000 in immediate fines. Punitive damages, potentially unlimited. Maya clicks to financial projections. Stock price has dropped 4% since the story broke an hour ago. Restaurant floor, 1:50 p.m. Brad straightens his tie, nervous about facing William. He's never been called to a board meeting before. Maybe it's a promotion. Recognition for his handling of difficult customers. Derek continues his victory lap. You should have seen her face when security showed up, like a deer in headlights. Frank, the security guard, overhears. He's been reviewing his own footage, growing more uncomfortable by the minute. Derek, I never asked her to leave. I was trying to de-escalate. Same thing, Derek waves dismissively. Point is, she's gone. The businessman at table 12 approaches Brad. His wife films the interaction. Excuse me, manager. We'd like to file a formal complaint about your staff's behavior. Brad's confidence falters. I'm sorry, but that woman was systematically abused by your employees. We have video evidence. The man's voice carries authority. I'm forwarding this to the Better Business Bureau and the NAACP. More customers approach. The elderly attorney, the food blogger, all demanding answers, all threatening consequences. Brad's phone buzzes again. Now, conference room A, conference room A, 1:52 p.m. Maya's presentation continues. Employee testimonies from anonymous surveys. Patterns of discriminatory service spanning 3 years. Management's willful blindness to systematic bias. The waiter, Derek Morrison, has received multiple complaints. Maya's laser pointer highlights his disciplinary record. Each incident was minimized or ignored by restaurant management. Board member Thomas Wright, head of human resources, looks sick. This is a corporate liability nightmare. Maya nods. It gets worse. She displays social media analytics. The story has reached 2.3 million people across platforms. Major news outlets are picking up the footage. Celebrity activists are sharing the video. Our brand reputation score has plummeted 60% in the last hour. Maya's data is merciless. Recovery timeline, 18 to 24 months, assuming immediate corrective action. Sterling pounds the table. How did this happen under our noses? Systemic failure of oversight. Maya's presentation shows the organizational chart. Middle management is empowered to discriminate without accountability. The conference room door opens. William Hartley, the general manager, enters with Brad in tow. Both men stop dead when they see Maya at the head of the table. "What is she doing here?" Brad blurts out, pointing at Maya. The room falls silent. Board members exchange glances. Sterling's face hardens. "Brad Martinez," Sterling's voice cuts like a blade. "Meet Maya Washington, your new chief executive officer." The moment everything changes. Brad's face cycles through confusion, disbelief, then dawning horror. His mouth opens and closes wordlessly. He grabs the back of a chair for support. That's impossible," he stammers. She was just being discriminated against by your staff," Maya finishes calmly, "while I conducted my first executive assessment of company culture." William Hartley's face goes ashen. As general manager, he's responsible for everything that happened downstairs. His career flashes before his eyes. "Miss Washington, I had no idea that your restaurant manager allows employees to serve moldy food to black customers." Maya's voice remains level, but steel runs through it. "That your staff feels comfortable using racial slurs in front of paying guests?" Brad sinks into a chair, the full weight of his situation crushing down. "I didn't know. We thought you were just what, Mr. Martinez?" Silence. The answer hangs unspoken. Just another black woman we could abuse without consequences. Maya advances her presentation to the final slide. Immediate action items. Derek Morrison, terminated for cause. No severance, no recommendation. Brad Martinez, suspended pending full investigation. Mandatory bias training. William Hartley, written reprimand, 6-month probationary period. Restaurant operations, suspended until health department clearance. Sterling nods grimly. Approved. All measures effective immediately. Maya's phone buzzes. A text from Jennifer, her assistant. Derek is asking the front desk about getting his schedule for next week. Maya almost smiles. Almost. Gentlemen, I believe we have some terminations to deliver. Restaurant floor, 1:55 p.m. Derek organizes his section, oblivious to the corporate earthquake happening 4 floors above. He hums while wiping down tables, satisfied with his afternoon's work. The elevator dings. 12 board members emerge, led by Maya Washington, now in a fresh blazer provided by her assistant, but still bearing traces of Derek's assault. Derek looks up from his cleaning, sees Maya. His face shifts from confusion to annoyance. "I thought security threw you out," he calls across the dining room. Maya walks steadily toward him, board members flanking her like corporate generals. The restaurant falls silent. Phones emerge. The TikTok girl starts a new live stream. Derek's confident smirk begins to waver as the group approaches. Something about their formation, their serious expressions, their expensive suits, finally penetrates his arrogance. Maya stops 3 feet from Derek, looks him in the eye. "Derek Morrison," she says clearly, her voice carrying to every corner of the restaurant. "I'm Maya Washington, Chief Executive Officer of Grandview Hotel Corporation." Derek's face transforms. Color drains from his cheeks so rapidly he looks like he's been dipped in bleach. His mouth falls open. The rag slips from trembling fingers. The moldy bread plate he served her sits forgotten on the table between them, evidence of his cruelty now marking his destruction. "You're fired." Restaurant floor, 1:58 p.m. Derek stands frozen, his pale face a mask of disbelief. The words, "You're fired," echo in the silent restaurant like a death sentence. His legs wobble. He grabs the contaminated table for support. This can't be real," he whispers, voice cracking. You were just—" "A customer receiving discriminatory service," Maya finishes, while conducting an unannounced assessment of our company culture. The TikTok livestream exploded to 78,000 viewers. Comments flood faster than light. "Karma. He looks sick. CEO revenge." Derek's hands shake as reality crashes over him. Every racial slur, every moldy piece of food, every moment of cruelty, all directed at his boss. His face cycles through emotions: denial, panic, desperate bargaining. Miss Washington, please, I didn't know. If I had known... He drops to his knees beside the moldy bread he served her. I can explain, it was just... I was having a bad day. Maya's voice remains clinical. Mr. Morrison, you deliberately served contaminated food to a customer based on racial prejudice. You used hate speech. You physically grabbed my wrist. She gestures to the cameras surrounding them. All documented by multiple witnesses. Board Chairman Sterling steps forward, his corporate authority radiating like heat. Security will escort you from the premises. Your final paycheck will reflect deductions for health code violations and property damage. Derek's eyes darted frantically around the room. The businessman filming, the food blogger typing furiously. Marcus, his black colleague, watches with a mixture of pity and justice. Marcus, tell them I'm not racist, Derek pleads. We work together. We're friends. Marcus shakes his head slowly. Derek, man, I heard what you say in the break room. This isn't friendship. Maya opens her tablet, displaying precise financial calculations. Her voice carries across the restaurant, clear and devastating. Mr. Morrison, your actions today have cost Grandview Hotel Corporation approximately $12.7 million in immediate damages. Derek's remaining color vanishes completely. $12 million? The number comes out as a squeak. Stock price decline, $8.2 million market cap loss. Emergency PR campaign, $400,000. Legal consultation fees, $150,000. Health department fines, $300,000. Estimated lawsuit settlement, $3.5 million. The math hits Derek like physical blows. His breathing becomes shallow, panicked. Maya continues with ruthless precision. Federal discrimination lawsuit under 42 U.S.C. Section 1981 provides for unlimited punitive damages. Your conduct constitutes willful violation of civil rights with malicious intent. Legal counsel David Carter nods grimly. The hate speech was recorded. The physical assault was witnessed. This meets the threshold for federal hate crime enhancement. Derek's voice cracks. Hate crime? I didn't mean... You served moldy food while saying, this is what your kind deserves. Maya recites from her recording. You called it a ghetto special. You told me to know my place. Each quote lands like a hammer blow. Derek visibly shrinks with every reminder of his cruelty. Brad, the suspended manager, tries damage control. Miss Washington, Derek doesn't represent our values. This was an isolated incident. Isolated? Maya's presentation screen activates, displaying customer complaint data. 3 years of documented bias incidents. 7 complaints specifically mentioning differential service quality based on race, all dismissed by management. The data scrolls past like an indictment. Patterns of discrimination, management indifference, systematic failure of oversight. Mr. Martinez, you personally closed 4 discrimination complaints without investigation. You told one complainant that some customers have unrealistic expectations. Brad's face flushes. I was trying to protect the hotel's reputation by silencing victims of discrimination. Maya's tone remains level, but her words cut deep, creating a hostile environment where employees felt empowered to abuse customers. William Hartley, the general manager, steps forward desperately. Miss Washington, I take full responsibility. I should have provided better oversight. Mr. Hartley, you've been general manager for 8 years. This discrimination didn't happen overnight. Maya displays his performance reviews. Your annual reports consistently praised efficient customer management and minimal complaint escalation. The euphemisms sound sinister in context. Efficient customer management meant silencing discrimination victims. Minimal complaint escalation meant burying evidence. Derek tries one last desperate plea. I'll do anything, community service, sensitivity training. I have kids to feed. Maya's expression doesn't change. Mr. Morrison, consequences for discrimination aren't negotiable. Your employment is terminated for cause. Security will provide details about retrieving personal items. Frank, the security guard, approaches with resignation paperwork. Derek's hands shake so badly he can barely hold the pen. His signature looks like a child's scrawl. This will follow me everywhere, Derek whispers, the full weight of his situation crushing him. No restaurant will hire me. That's correct, Maya responds matter-of-factly. Termination for cause means no positive reference. Your discrimination record will be part of background checks. The food blogger looks up from her laptop. I'm Sarah Carter from Food and Culture magazine. This story goes live in 30 minutes. Mr. Morrison, do you have any comments? Derek's mouth opens and closes soundlessly. What can he say? Every word of his racism was recorded. Every act of cruelty was witnessed. Maya addresses the broader restaurant staff, many watching in stunned silence. This incident represents systematic failure. Immediate changes begin today. She activated a new presentation slide. Mandatory reform implementation. All customer-facing staff. 40-hour bias training within 2 weeks. Anonymous discrimination reporting system launches tomorrow. Customer satisfaction monitoring includes equity metrics. Marcus, the black waiter, raises his hand tentatively. Miss Washington, what about staff who witnessed discrimination but didn't report it? Maya considers this carefully. Failure to report discrimination isn't termination level, but requires additional training. We're creating a culture where intervention is expected, not optional. Jenny, the blonde waitress, speaks up. I wanted to say something, but I was scared of Derek's reaction. Fear of retaliation ends today, Maya declares. New policy. Any employee reporting discrimination receives immediate management protection and investigation. Derek stands slowly, defeat written across his pale features. He looks around the restaurant one final time, at the cameras still recording, at colleagues who won't meet his eyes, at the moldy bread that destroyed his life. I'm sorry, he says quietly, though it's unclear who he's addressing. Maya doesn't acknowledge the apology. Some actions transcend forgiveness. Security escorts Derek toward the exit. He moves like a broken man, shoulders slumped, face still ghostly pale from shock. The automatic doors close behind him with finality. The teenager's TikTok stream hits 95,000 viewers. Comments celebrate his downfall. Justice served. Racist got fired. CEO boss lady. Maya addresses the remaining staff with quiet authority. Today's events demonstrate that discrimination has consequences. Real consequences. Immediate consequences. She gestures to the contaminated food still on the table. This moldy bread represents the poisoned culture we're changing. No customer will ever again be served contamination because of their race. Board member Patricia Wong steps forward. Miss Washington, the health department has arrived. They're requesting immediate facility inspection. Maya nods. Full cooperation, transparency. We have nothing to hide anymore. Through the restaurant windows, Derek disappears into the city streets. His pale figure grows smaller until he vanishes completely, swallowed by urban anonymity. Maya turns back to her staff, her board, her witnesses. The real work begins now, rebuilding culture, restoring trust, creating systems where discrimination dies in sunlight. Ladies and gentlemen, she announces, welcome to the new Grandview Hotel, where dignity is served to everyone. The moldy bread sits forgotten on the table. Evidence of cruelty transformed into a catalyst for change. 2 hours later, Health Department Inspection Inspector Maria Rodriguez emerges from the kitchen, her clipboard heavy with violations. She approaches Maya with professional gravity. Miss Washington, we've identified 14 separate health code violations. Deliberate contamination of food represents the most serious category, potential criminal charges. Maya reviews the inspection report. Each violation carries specific fines. Improper food storage, $500. Contaminated serving areas, $750. Deliberate adulteration of food products, $5,000 per incident. Total fines? Maya asks. $47,000, plus mandatory closure until remediation is complete. Rodriguez pauses. However, given your cooperation and immediate corrective action, we can negotiate a compliance timeline. The restaurant sits empty now, chairs stacked on tables. The moldy bread evidence has been bagged and tagged for potential criminal proceedings. Cleaning crews work methodically, scrubbing away 3 years of neglected standards. Maya's phone buzzes constantly. News outlets, corporate partners, legal representatives. Her assistant Jennifer Fields calls with military precision. Channel 7 wants an interview. The NAACP is offering support. 3 major hotel chains are requesting consultation on bias prevention, Jennifer reports. Maya nods, focused on her laptop screen. She's designing the new discrimination prevention protocol, a comprehensive system that will become industry standard. Corporate headquarters, 4:30 p.m. The emergency board meeting convenes for the second time today. Legal counsel David Carter presents the liability assessment. Derek Morrison's termination is legally bulletproof. Documented discrimination, recorded hate speech, witnessed assault, no wrongful termination exposure. Board member Thomas Wright reviews personnel files. Brad Martinez's suspension is justified. Pattern of dismissing discrimination complaints. Failure of management oversight. Sterling pounds his gavel. Motion to approve Miss Washington's comprehensive reform package. All in favor? 12 hands rise unanimously. Maya stands at the presentation screen, her earlier moldy stains replaced by crisp, professional attire. But the authority in her voice remains unchanged, forged in the crucible of discrimination, tempered by strategic patience. Phase 1 implementation begins tomorrow. Anonymous reporting app launches Monday. All staff receive bias training within 14 days. She advances to the financial projections. Investment cost, $2.3 million. Projected ROI, $15 million in avoided lawsuits, improved customer satisfaction, and enhanced brand reputation. Patricia Wong, the former FDA inspector, raises her hand. What about Derek Morrison? Potential retaliation concerns? Maya's expression hardens slightly. Mr. Morrison signed a comprehensive non-disclosure agreement. Any public statements about this incident will result in immediate legal action. The reality hits the room. Derek is legally silenced. His story dies with his termination. His racism becomes a sealed corporate secret, preventing him from spinning victimhood narratives. Derek's apartment, 6 p.m. Derek sits in his studio apartment, still pale from shock. His phone buzzes with notifications, friends sharing the viral videos, family members demanding explanations, former co-workers distancing themselves. His girlfriend, Sarah, reads the termination letter over his shoulder. For cause, Derek, that means no unemployment benefits. I know, he whispers, the full financial impact sinking in. No severance, no reference, no restaurant will hire me now. The TikTok video has reached 3.2 million views across platforms. His face is everywhere, the smirking waiter who served moldy food to a black woman, who called it a ghetto special, who went pale when he discovered she was his boss. Sarah scrolls through comments. Racist gets what he deserves. Karma is beautiful. Never forget his face. Derek's phone rings. His mother. He doesn't answer. How do you explain to your family that you're unemployable because the world watched you commit racial abuse? A text from his brother. Saw the video. Don't call me until you figure out who you really are. Derek stares at the moldy bread image that's become his legacy. Green spots that cost him everything. Contamination that revealed his contaminated soul. Grandview Hotel. Next morning, Maya arrives at 6 a.m., 4 hours before the restaurant reopens. The health department has cleared the space. New food safety protocols are posted throughout the kitchen. Marcus, the black waiter who witnessed Derek's abuse, approaches nervously. Miss Washington, can I speak with you privately? They sit at the same table where Derek served moldy bread 18 hours earlier. The surface gleams with fresh sanitizer. I should have reported Derek's behavior earlier, Marcus admits. I heard him make racist comments in the break room. I was scared of my job. Maya nods understandingly. Fear of retaliation silences too many voices. That changes today. She shows Marcus the new reporting app on her phone. Anonymous. Direct to executive level. Immediate investigation required. No retaliation permitted. Marcus's relief is visible. Some of us wanted to speak up, but management always sided with Derek. He was Brad's favorite. Mr. Martinez enabled discrimination through willful blindness, Maya explains. His suspension continues pending a full investigation. Zero tolerance means zero exceptions. Carlos, the kitchen manager, joins them. Miss Washington, I've worked in restaurants for 20 years. Never seen moldy food deliberately served to hurt someone. That was evil. Maya appreciates his honesty. Carlos, you tried to intervene yesterday. You showed moral courage when others stayed silent. That's leadership. She promotes Carlos to food service director on the spot. Your job, ensure every customer receives identical food quality regardless of race, gender, age, or appearance. Carlos tears up. Thank you. I won't let you down. The new systems. By noon, Maya's reforms were operational. Digital monitors display real-time customer satisfaction scores broken down by demographic data. Any disparity in service quality triggers immediate management review. Kitchen cameras stream live to corporate headquarters. Food preparation is transparent, accountable, and documented. No more moldy specials, no more deliberate contamination. The anonymous reporting app receives its first submission within an hour. Front desk clerk made comment about urban guests needing extra security. Investigation begins immediately. Maya reviews the app's dashboard. Early reports reveal systematic issues: coded language, differential treatment, management enabling bias through selective blindness. "This is bigger than Derek," she tells Sterling during their afternoon check-in. "He was a symptom. We're treating the disease." Community response. The NAACP contacts Maya directly. "Ms. Washington, your response demonstrates corporate accountability done right. We'd like to partner on industry-wide training." The viral video has become a case study in consequence culture. Business schools request permission to use the footage in discrimination courses. Maya agrees, with profits donated to civil rights organizations. 3 major hotel chains reach out for consultation. Maya's systematic approach becomes the gold standard for addressing workplace discrimination. The food blogger Sarah Carter publishes her article, "How One CEO Transformed Racism into Reform." It garners 500,000 reads in 6 hours. Derek's Consequences ripple employment applications ask, "Have you ever been terminated for discrimination?" Derek must check yes or lie, both career-ending options. His former colleagues avoid him. His apartment lease renewal is denied after the landlord researches his viral infamy. His girlfriend leaves, unwilling to associate with documented racism. Derek enrolls in community college diversity courses, not from genuine growth, but from desperate attempts at image rehabilitation. The classes are court-mandated for some students. Derek attends voluntarily, which somehow makes it more pathetic. Maya's reflection. At day's end, Maya sits alone in the restaurant. The same table, the same chair, but everything has changed. No moldy bread, no racist servers, no discriminatory systems. The poison has been extracted, replaced by policies that prevent future contamination. Her phone buzzes. Stock price recovered 3 percent points. Customer confidence is improving. Reform model trending on business news. Jennifer Maya smiles for the first time since the ordeal began. Not from revenge, but from regeneration. She didn't just punish discrimination, she dismantled the systems that enabled it. Tomorrow, a black woman can eat lunch here without fear of moldy food or racist abuse, because dignity became policy, because accountability became culture, because one woman's strategic patience transformed humiliation into lasting change. 6 months later, Grandview Hotel Restaurant. The lunch rush flows smoothly through the renovated dining room. Maya sits at her old table, not by coincidence, but by design. The same chair where Derek served her moldy bread. The same spot where her quiet dignity transformed corporate culture. Marcus approaches with her usual order. Fresh Caesar salad, grilled salmon, sparkling water. No mold in sight. His smile is genuine, confident. The fear that once silenced his conscience has been replaced by empowered professionalism. "How's business today, Marcus?" "Outstanding, Miss Washington. Customer satisfaction scores hit 97% this week. 0 discrimination complaints for 6 months running." Maya nods approvingly. The numbers tell the story. Revenue up 34%, staff retention increased 60%, Yelp ratings jumped from 2.8 to 4.9 stars. Dignity, it turns out, is profitable. The wall-mounted monitor displays real-time service metrics. Green indicators across all demographic categories. No disparities in wait times, no differences in food quality. The system works because accountability is automatic. A young black woman at table 6 catches Maya's attention. She's dining alone, confident, unafraid. 6 months ago, she might have received moldy bread and racial abuse. Today, she gets impeccable service and fresh food. That's the real victory. Not Derek's downfall, but this woman's dignity preserved. The ripple effect. Maya's phone buzzes with updates from Jennifer. The Grandview model has spread across the hospitality industry. 18 hotel chains have implemented similar bias prevention systems. The anonymous reporting app has been licensed to 147 restaurants nationwide. 3 universities teach business courses using Maya's discrimination response as a case study in crisis management. Harvard Business Review featured her methodology. From humiliation to transformation, strategic leadership in crisis. The original TikTok video has been viewed 47 million times across platforms, but the story evolved beyond viral outrage into sustainable change. Comments shifted from anger to inspiration. This is how you create change. Quiet power wins. Strategy over emotion. Maya's speaking engagement requests pile up. The National Restaurant Association wants her keynote address. The NAACP offers board positions. Corporate consultancy offers pour-in daily, but she prefers this. Sitting in the restaurant where it all began, ensuring the changes stick. Derek's current reality. Across town, Derek stocks shelves at a discount grocery store. Third shift, minimum wage, no customer interaction. His manager hired him reluctantly, after 6 months of unemployment made him desperate enough to scrub floors. The viral video follows him everywhere. Potential employers Google his name and find 47 million views of his racism. Apartment applications are denied. Dating profiles go unanswered. His past is permanently present. He completed court-mandated sensitivity training, not because he was prosecuted, but because no employer would consider him without it. The classes taught him words like microaggression and implicit bias, but real change requires humility he hasn't found. His family relationships remain strained. His mother speaks to him barely. His brother maintains distance. His former girlfriend married someone else, someone whose face isn't synonymous with documented cruelty. Derek's pale complexion has returned to normal, but his reputation never will. He's become a cautionary tale. The waiter who served moldy food to his CEO and lost everything. Sometimes, stocking canned goods at 2 a.m., he wonders what would have happened if he'd simply served Maya fresh bread with common courtesy. His entire life was derailed by green mold and racial hatred. The answer haunts his sleepless nights. Maya's legacy. The Grandview transformation attracted national attention, but Maya focuses on individual impact. She reads customer letters thanking her for creating safe spaces. Employees share stories of reporting discrimination without fear of retaliation. A teenage server approaches her table. "Miss Washington, I wanted to thank you. I'm mixed race, and before your changes, I got comments about my appearance constantly. Now the reporting system stops it immediately." Maya smiles warmly. "That's why we did this work, so you can serve customers with dignity and confidence." The girl beams, empowered by policies that protect her humanity. Patricia Wong, the former FDA inspector turned board member, joins Maya for coffee. The Department of Justice wants to study our discrimination prevention model for federal guidelines. Maya considers this. Government adoption would amplify impact exponentially. Millions of workers were protected. Countless customers were treated with respect regardless of race. Schedule the meeting, Maya decides, but we maintain control over implementation standards. The broader truth. Maya's story resonates because discrimination is everywhere, subtle, systematic, seemingly small, until someone with power experiences it personally and responds strategically. Her method wasn't revenge, it was a reconstruction. She didn't just punish Derek. She dismantled the systems that created him. She didn't just win legally, she won culturally. The moldy bread became a symbol of poisoned attitudes being cleansed from corporate culture. Derek's pale shock became a warning. Discrimination has consequences. Maya's quiet strength became a blueprint. Strategic response creates lasting change. The call forward. Maya finishes her lunch, tips generously, and prepares for her afternoon board meeting. There's always more work. Training to refine, systems to improve, culture to nurture. Her phone buzzes with a message from a restaurant worker in Chicago. "Miss Washington, I used your reporting app model to document discrimination at my workplace. Management is finally listening. Thank you for showing us that strategic response works better than silence." Maya types back, "Your courage creates the change. I just provided the tools." She walks past the spot where Derek once stood, serving moldy food with racist glee. Now it's empty space, cleaned of contamination, ready for someone worthy of the position. As Maya exits through the same doors where Derek made his final racist comment, she reflects on the profound truth her ordeal revealed. Real power isn't about having authority over others. It's about using your authority to ensure others are treated with dignity. The doors close softly behind her, sealing a legacy of transformation that began with moldy bread and strategic patience. Your turn to act. Have you witnessed discrimination in restaurants, workplaces, or public spaces? Maya's story proves that strategic documentation and calm response create more change than anger or silence. Document everything. Report systematically. Support victims. Demand accountability. Share this story if you believe dignity should be served to everyone, regardless of race. Hit subscribe to Blacktail Stories for more accounts of quiet courage creating loud change. Comment below. What discrimination have you witnessed? How will you respond differently after seeing Maya's strategic approach? Remember, every Derek gets his moment of reckoning. Every Maya has the power to transform humiliation into lasting change. The choice is yours. What will you do the next time you see injustice served?